Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you an amazing Turkish breakfast here right outside of Rize, Turkey. Rize is in the north part of Turkey, right on the Black Sea coast. Where I'm at right now is just slightly inland. It's in the mountains and I'm surrounded by this beautiful greenery. Now I drove here from Kars, which is about a 5.5 hour drive away, and it was one of the most beautiful road trips I have ever taken in my life. I went up through the mountains. Kars is already pretty high up, and there was still snow on the mountains, and it's in the middle of June right now. And then it's pretty dry up there. It's a lot of flat lands, a lot of mountains, just some shepherds. It's pretty quiet up there. And then you get to the other side of the mountains as you get toward the Black Sea coast, and everything just goes green. And you have all of this greenery around, these tall trees with full leaves, and this fog that seems to just take over the mountains and then disappear. It rains a little and then it goes back into sunny and then cloudy, and it shifts very quickly. It's absolutely gorgeous. The weather is perfect. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, and there's a slight breeze in the air. And it was one of the most beautiful road trips I've ever taken. I highly recommend you travel to this part of Turkey. This is the part of Turkey where they grow a lot of tea. A lot of the tea from Turkey comes from here around Rize, and you see tea fields, you see tea being harvested all around as you take the road trip, and you just see people picking tea, and it is beautiful. So after that great road trip through the mountains, through all of the tea fields, through a lot of places where honey is being harvested, all of that, I'm now at Sini Cafe and Restaurant, which is known for its amazing breakfast. There is a river that is flowing right across from there. You might be able to hear it, and it is an extraordinary location. It's off the beaten path. There are not a lot of tourists or travelers who come here, and it is one of the best places to get breakfast in this area. It is well worth the drive, and I'm so excited to show you this breakfast. So, here we go. Now, if you don't know about Turkish breakfasts, it is a very big deal here. Turkish breakfast, I want to say it's the most important meal of the day or the biggest meal of the day, but we like to eat here in Turkey, and breakfast is where it starts. So you normally have like your throughout the week kind of meal, your Monday through Friday regular breakfast, which is a little bit smaller, and then the weekends you get the full spread, or for special occasions. It's kind of like a brunch would be in the West, but it's basically just a weekend breakfast, and it is just known for its absolute variety. Alright, so what we have here is a massive Turkish breakfast spread. We have menemen, which is like an omelet with peppers and onions, a couple of different types of cheese, butter, some olives. We have salad, more olives, some jams, and tea, of course. This is the tea region of Turkey. And at Sini Cafe, they are known for their breakfast. You can sit outside, but it looks like it's going to be raining soon, so I decided to sit inside, and the views from here are absolutely incredible. I mean, you're right in the mountains. This is just right outside of Rize. It's a little bit outside of the city, but you have these big trees on top of these steep mountains with little houses dotted along the ridge line there. And then they also have people picking tea, so you can see them actually picking the tea from the fields, putting it on their back, and then taking a little zip line basically down with the tea, which is harvested down here, which is then processed and then taken all over Turkey and all over the world. But now it's time to eat some breakfast. This is kashar cheese, black olives. It's a grape jam, this huge block of yellow cheese. This is kuyma, a bowl of cornmeal, cheese and oil, and usually butter and clotted cream, melted into a small ball of artery-clogging bliss that is commonly found along Turkey's Black Sea coast, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. You dip into this, which is basically straight up melted cheese. This is the straight up oil that's dripping off of there. Oh man, this is awesome. This is really... I also like burnt taste to it as well. In homes, you're gonna have this big breakfast really on the weekends. This is not an everyday type of breakfast. A Turkish omelet, so it's made here, just cooked right in the pan like that. So what we have here is peppers, tomatoes, and eggs, and very sweet because of all the tomatoes in there that are cooked basically until tomatoes just fall apart. It's really, really good. After that long drive, it took about 5 hours to get from Kars. This is absolutely perfect. And there's a stream and a river that's running right past here. You might be able to actually hear it. They've been saying that the tourism here has really just kind of gone into the gutter because of the Turkish economy, so there are not a lot of locals coming here. A couple of people from outside the country, a couple of foreigners, but those are far and few between. The absolute, one of the most beautiful drives I've ever taken in my life from Kars to here. You can go whitewater rafting, zip lining, there's a lot to do here. To me, I think the Turkish breakfast is the perfect meal. I think it's, out of all the meals I've had in the world, all the ways to start the day, this is absolutely the best one, and it can definitely spoil you for any other breakfast that you have around the world. And it took about 10 or 15 minutes to make everything and get it ready, and then you have this entire spread. What kind of pepper we're talking about, spicy or sweet? Let me know in the comments right now if you think that's a spicy or a sweet pepper. No hints. Alright, let's try a couple of these green olives which have been grilled. Alright, but we're not done. Grab some more bread. As I mentioned, on the train ride going into Kars, you see a lot of bee hives and a lot of honey makers. Same is true when you're driving out here too, from Kars out to Rize. There's a lot of honey being produced in this part of Turkey, along with tea, of course. Honey doesn't normally come with a warning, but this variety, made by bees pollinating hazelnut trees, has a slightly spicy aftertaste and is said to, when consumed in large quantities, to cause dizziness, low blood pressure, and potential fainting. Considering this is a region where delibalı or crazy honey can be found, it's best to heed the warnings. Usually a lot of the honey that you have around the world is just sweet, it's just straight sugar, but this one has a floral taste to it, so it's nice, it's a little bit different. A couple of these things are going to be very standard, pretty much in the larger Turkish breakfast. There's a smaller version, that's kind of the thing that people would eat on a day-to-day basis before they go to work. This is going to be more of a weekend spread or a special event. But you're almost always going to have a salad with cucumber, tomatoes. You're going to have olives. You're going to have different types of jams as well, and a couple of varieties of cheese. Those all go into the bigger breakfast. The smaller one is just going to be salad, olives, honey, bread, and tea usually, and maybe some eggs. Quince almost tastes like a mix between a pear and an apricot. And the honey has like almost like a burnt taste to it. That bitterness is almost like a burnt taste, which is really unique. I wish I could have this honey every day. It's really, really good. And the honey comes from pollinated chestnuts. So that's what gives it that extra spicy flavor to it. Gives it that kick afterwards. It gives it that bitterness. It's a very unique, different type of honey. It has a very different taste to it. Of course, more tea, like I said. This is the tea growing region of Turkey. The owner of this place was telling me that up in the hills just above where his home is, they're picking tea right now. Pretty much drink tea morning and during breakfast and after breakfast, in between breakfast and lunch, then at lunch, and after lunch, between lunch and dinner, and at dinner. This is a really neglected part of Turkey, overlooked by a lot of tourists. And if you could just see it with your own eyes, the mountains and the trees are absolutely beautiful in the summer. It's not too hot, there's a nice breeze, it's a little bit foggy, it's a little bit rainy, it's a little bit sunny, and then in the fall it gets a little bit cooler, also a nice time to visit. There's a lot of whitewater rafting that you can do around here, a lot of hiking, a lot of zip lining. You should definitely come to the Black Sea coast because there's just a lot to see and do here, and there are a ton of tourists here as well. Now to get around this region you can rent a car, because there's not a ton of traffic. It's pretty open, you know, these are more rural areas, so it's not a lot of traffic. Or you can take a shuttle, or you can arrange something from the hotel you're staying at. This part of Turkey is pretty easy to drive around, which is make an amazing road trip. There's a couple of different routes you can do up here along the Black Sea coast, or you can go in like I did from Kars. So I basically went up through the mountains where it was completely dry and flat, and there's still snow on the mountains even though it's the middle of June, and then you get past those mountains and on the other side it's just green. It's just these big green trees, so there's a lot to see and a lot to do, and it's pretty cost effective as well. You can get this massive breakfast, which You should. I know you're jealous. This has been an absolutely amazing breakfast. Really beautiful spot. Not very well known, so it's pretty hidden. It's almost like you're in Lord of the Rings and you just stumbled upon a random amazing breakfast place in northern Turkey. It's absolutely beautiful. The staff are very friendly, and I really enjoyed this meal. This is a part of Turkey that you should definitely visit if you get the chance. You can feel like you're one of the first people here and you have it a little bit all to yourself. I will leave a link to where you can find this place down in the description below, right under the like and subscribe buttons, both of which you should click because I'll have new videos for you every week and you don't want to miss any of those coming up from the rest of Turkey and beyond. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully one day you can see this with your own eyes because it is absolutely a beautiful place to be, and this breakfast is just amazing. When you have the bigger breakfast, but when you have the bigger... Maybe I can wait a second for the truck to pass, but I can't wait to show you this meal.